Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Last time we talked about my favorite cruises, and that can be found right there, right there. And today we're going to be talking about bucket lists, okay? And so let's get right into it right after this. All right, everybody, welcome back to Traveling with Justin. I am Justin, and yes, we talked about what my favorite cruises were out of the 11 I've taken so far. I know it's like 11 cruises, Justin. Oh my gosh. I know. I'm not like Don from Don's Family Vacations, where he's gone like on 200 cruises, or Tony, or Allison, or, any of these other big time YouTubers like Cruise Tip TVs and Life Well Cruise and stuff like that. I am not that type. Okay, I'm not that person because I need to have funds, right? But let's get into the why you're here today, to look at bucket lists. Okay, so you need to have a bucket list. Okay, yes, bucket lists of places you want to go. They might be, hey, I want to leave the city I was born in. I might want to leave the county I live in, or the state that I live in. Like, I live in the United States, so I might want to leave the state. And I might want to leave the country. So you have to determine what your bucket list is. Yes, number one is I've left the city that I grew up in because I had a job in another city. I've left the county because I've went to the zoo, and that's in a different county, and I played football games in different counties. I've left the state of Utah. Yeah. So, those aren't on my bucket lists, okay? So my bucket list consists of a few things. To take in consideration what is on my bucket list, well, I wanted to make sure that I went to places that I've always dreamed of and I've always had a fascination with, and places where I thought would be a unique experience. Okay, so I'm going to refer to some notes. So I'm not taking my attention off of you guys. I'm still focused on you guys, but I'm just looking at some notes here. Okay, so first of all, I want to go to every U.S. state to see what it has to offer. Okay, that is one of my goals, is to visit every U.S. state. So I have visited a lot of states so far in the United States of America. However, you won't see that reflected on travelingwithjustin.com because I started blogging and keeping track of the states I've gone on just recently. So I might need to revisit those states. Okay? And so, yes, I want to visit every U.S. state. I want to see what they are famous for. Why should I go to Kentucky? Why should I go to Georgia? Yeah, I want to focus on that. I want to see what the United States has to offer. Okay, now I want to go to Normandy, France. Why would I want to go to Normandy? Well, that was the invasion of German-occupied Europe, D-Day. I want to go to Normandy. I want to go to that part of France to see the history there, and it just fascinates me. Okay, I want to do London. I want to go to Dublin, Paris, Barcelona, Spain. I want to go to Italy. I would love to go to Rome, to the Vatican City. I would love to go to Venice. I want to go to Greece. James Bond has been one of my favorite movie franchises ever. Okay, I would love to go to some of those places that James Bond has filmed in. Now, I've been to Fremont Street in Vegas. That was kind of cool, It's a lot different nowadays, but I've been there. I would love to go to these different places that James Bond has been filmed in. I think that'd just be fascinating and awesome. Okay, I would love to go to Tokyo, Japan. I would love to see Japan. Okay, Hong Kong. I'd love to go to St. Petersburg. Moscow would be nice, but right now I don't think it's a good time to go there. Okay, I'd love to go to Israel. I would love to go to Egypt. I would love to go to Saudi Arabia. I would love to do Australia, New Zealand. Okay, I just want to see this world. I would love to go to Antarctica. You're thinking, why Antarctica? I mean, besides the fact they have the ancient outpost down there, I would love to go just to step foot on Antarctica to see what it's all about. That's what a bucket list is all about. Okay? Now, for the cruises I would love to go on, I would love to go out of Greece. Okay? I think that would be so awesome. My wife has always wanted to go to Greece. I'd love to go to Athens to see where the first Olympic Games were held. That'd be awesome. Okay? So going to Antarctica, you could do that on an Antarctic cruise out of South America. Yeah, South America. I would love to go to Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Peru, seeing all the sights and things down there that make South America great. All right. So I would love to do a Trans-Pacific cruise, to Japan or Asia. It goes even down to Australia. That's a good way to see Australia. Go down and see all the islands that it stops at. Go down and see Australia. So my wife, she told me flat out she does not want to go to Australia because of this right here. These are spiders. Okay? And she says there's no way in heck she's going down there. I mean, I don't know. I would love to venture out there to see Australia, to see what it's all about. But yeah, these right here, these spiders, I don't know. But I want to go. Okay? I would love to go to New Zealand, even though the New Zealand, they don't have the Lord of the Rings sets there, but you can see where it was filmed. But I would love to see what New Zealand's all about. All right? You can take a cruise there too. I would just love to explore this world. So yeah, my bucket list is kind of big, but I've narrowed it down to Normandy, Berlin, Paris, London, St. Petersburg, Hong Kong, Tokyo. If I can get to those places, Lima, Argentina, if I can get to those places, I'd be happy. Okay? But what you have to do on these bucket lists is you have to decide what's important to you and what you can afford. Okay? Some of these trips, are thousands and thousands of dollars. But what can you afford? That's what you will have to figure out. You might need to start small. So for me, I might need to start small. Hey, I am going to go to Montana. What is famous in Montana? Well, Glacier National Park is there in Montana and in Canada. So you can go explore that. Okay? Mount Rushmore in South Dakota. You can go there. All right? So it all depends on your budget and what you want to do is for your bucket list. Now, I've made an extensive bucket list and I need to figure out how to pay for that. But I'm just going to start small. I'm just going to go to some of these places that I haven't been locally, in some of my states that I have not been to, and go ahead and step up from there. All right, guys. So what is on your bucket list? Do you have a bucket list? Why don't you throw it down in the comments? What is your bucket list? So down in the comments, put down one thing that is on your bucket list and why you want to go there. All right? So yeah, bucket lists are important. You have dreams, ambitions, and stuff like that. So you might as well try to get to some of those dreams. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys sticking around, watching the video. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And also subscribe to the channel. And I will see you later.